Leviathan. I mean, they were in that bottom three. They were looking at having their keys crushed and also their dreams. But obviously somewhere along the way, I hold shift, they were able to move up 5 spots.
Yeah, I mean, this team was cooking with some gas in the scrims leading up to this event, and then yesterday happens, and you're sitting there like,
what do we?
Bro, amigos, que pasa? Now all of a sudden, they're frying again. They're getting the kill participation, they're getting good zone control, they're playing better. Is it good enough? We'll find out.
And talk about doing better, godlike as well, doing that same kind of chemistry and being able to come out with that banger game in match number 2. And I mean, this is exactly what we expect from these squads, sitting in that middle leaderboard, because it's incredibly close there as well.
Yeah, I mean, expectations are interesting when you talk about the teams that aren't in your main focus, because it's been like moments, flashes, but not consistency. For Godlike, that's a great first 2 maps on Havens. They may not have come away with the win in map number 1, but they had a great kill tally. I think they finished somewhere in the top 10, so they get the multiplier, and now you get a little bit more of that buffer. Not Bruce buffer, but buffer nonetheless.
A little bit of a buffer there, and I mean, this is exactly what we expect from them. But of course, you know, we both want to talk about a particular team, and that is G2. Anxiety has awoken, I hold shift.
Yeah, I mean, you called it. That was your team to watch. It was one of my hot takes that they would finish top 3 in their group, and so far, they have played immaculately. Love to see that. And Gentleman's on top of that, very close to us here. They're vibing. They're ready to go for the next time 3.
And let's hope that they can hold this on for the rest of the matches. But I think we've got Barney holding on the other end of the line. What's he up to?
Welcome back. Welcome back to Dad Chat. We are chatting with some more dads out here in the incredible arena. There we go. We're coming through the PX system now. Let's go. Welcome to Dad Chat. I've got Olivier joining me here. Hello, my good sir. This is Grommelok's dad. So, Olivier, let's talk a little bit about Grommelok. Tell me about his early years in gaming. Did you always know he was going to go pro?
At the beginning, we were a little afraid. But I'm a father, so I don't understand everything. But after, I have to learn, I understand, and I support him now.
Yeah, I mean, like, understanding esports is one of the, you know, I talk to a lot of dads in the crowds. When we go to a lot of these events, there's always dads here cheering on, but they never quite understood, you know, the scale of esports from the very beginning. So now do you feel like you're fully up to speed?
Now we support him, and Valentin, Groma, on est tous derrière toi. Tous les copains sont là, la famille, on t'aime!
Let's go, gentlemen, here we go. Now it's time to head over to our casters to get us into map number 3.
Thank you so much, Barney. The dad chat goes crazy. I like that. Let's find some more dads in the chat here, folks. If you're a dad in the chat watching EWC, let us know as well. Now, Seymour, we're moving to Rebirth Island. Is there anything on your mind moving into a new map / very, very old map that maybe could change some things? The first thing that comes to mind for me, Leviathan. I know our desk was hyping him up. I think it's fair to hype him up, but it is the exact same thing that they did yesterday. They came out hot in Havens Hollow. My charge and my challenge was you've got to carry that momentum into some of these other maps. Rebirth Island's next. What can Leviathan do on this map?
Leviathan needs to keep up. Yes, that is first and foremost. Next up to kind of talk about is going to be AG Global, because AG Global were running Rebirth Island yesterday. So
there we go. Let me know if that's better.
They had a 27 kill game on this map. So to do that again would be great for the program of AGAL, NIP. Can they continue their consistency that we saw yesterday?
Okay, cool.
Map that we had, now that we go to Rebirth Island once again. And then, of course, Falcons, man, like, they need to regain at some point, because it's just, again, it's different.
No, I was saying they had they're going to the Rebirth Island right now, so the first one they had already. I mean, I've seen some of it.
So as we move into Rebirth Island, a lot of charges and challenges, but you got to remember that there's 2 different bubbles. We're playing for a top 5 position, we're playing to not be a bottom 3 team. And with that, you talk Godlike, they go from 14th to 8th. That's how close the margins are. One banger map can change your fate and potentially put you in a position to keep playing even into tomorrow or the following days. But with that in mind, JDG, they dropped their weakest game yet. The margin for first place versus second is razor thin. So let's get into Rebirth Island.
Yo, they about to go in. This is where you need to be, man.
Dropping where, and frankly, it's just going to chemicals.
Oh, that's what's up.
It's like, what's going on?
That That is something.
Okay, okay, cool, cool. Yeah. I know. I was watching. I was watching FaZe. He was streaming it. Swag. Well, he's not in FaZe no more, right? Then he's just doing his own thing. I think right now he was just streaming Black Ops 2. Ooh.
Contested on boat and quickly taken care of. Looks like Nemesis, who is very weak now. Only one player remaining who's deep into the water, already swimming. So Godlike, you got control of your boat. Nice job. Now
That's crazy. They're on a, like a war zone map.
If AGAL don't have anything to say about it from
Rebirth Island.
to the Gentlemates. What's going on? They usually
Ooh.
that's exactly what's happened. But Gromalog gets really active with AGL. Gonna go try to take down this Leviathan squad. This is the same story as yesterday. Gentlemates played spoiler to Leviathan. Can they do it again? Gromalog's gonna get the challenge, and EKO's gonna try to follow it up, and they're able to trade maybe one, but Hollow way off to the distance. Trying to get one more.
Oh.
Alone. So I was about to say, yeah, this is exactly what happened to Leviathan. Same exact story. They just never were able to regain as soon as Gentlemates were on their tail here in Stronghold. They're gonna have to fight against Nemesis. Amir's gonna clean it up, but this is scrappy in the Strongholds to start this day.
Gentlemates still looking for some extra points. So the Fraggers, they fly back in and they go get back into the weirdness. Because again, Stronghold's one of those positions that a lot, especially when it's in zone, which it currently is, Gromalog finds another. This is a place where the regainers go. Nemesis got obliterated at the boat by Godlike.
Yo, he just
so they said,
destroyed
okay,
him.
if I can't go to the boat and I don't want to swim in the water the entire game, let me go to Stronghold and see if I can pick up some freebies. We did that last time. Leviathan weren't shooting. Dennis Amir's shooting right now. Watch out. Levi in trouble. Ankyo gonna hunt.
Ramiro, what's up, man? Thanks for tuning in.
He shot in the back, but Ankyo smartly able to dodge most, and he just slip into the water to stay
Yo,
out.
this esports is intense.
Going on from the top of the map, and it's pushing everybody
We're going for a
down
lot of money right
even
now.
more. You got G2 pushing into Falcons, that's pushing them into Fnatic, and Fnatic into JDG, all the way down to Living Quarters. A little bit of a trickle-down effect coming out of G2, starting to work their way from Bio.
Yeah, I mean, G2 from Bio fully alone.
Thank you.
You can send their fraggers out into industries and go play into Turbine. They can go into prison. They can go into Kim and mess with the Falcons. Like, they can pretty much do whatever they want, which is why G2 have been so strong on a map like this. This is where they started to really come online. But G2 are already online, which is scary for everybody else.
Wow.
We stick with JDG for a moment just to see as they get their
So
loadouts.
G2's on that line. They're on the B line.
Maybe some of the other rosters around HQ, NIP, not getting anything for free this time around. And for fun, another big question, right? They usually land Turbine, but they're not challenging AGAL. They don't feel confident there. Instead, they're playing out of Control Center right now.
Hope you're having a good day, Ramiro.
And unfortunately, they are off balance. They are on their heels.
It's all out of sorts. Yesterday was prison for them. Today it's Control, and I mean, you see how that's going for this squad. They're going to be in the water trying to regain. It's Gooey and Co in Control, trying to work their way all the way to the top. He's still got Godlike to worry about, though, as they were owning their position.
Ooh, dropped him.
Unfortunately,
Wow.
yes, it was the right play. You're waiting for the self-revive so you could get credit for the kill. You didn't know the teammate was right there. Woo, a little greedy, and you get punished for it. Let's swing back over. Just a quick look at G2, who is making sure AGAL stay in their place, which is Turbine. Classic fights here for AGAL.
Ooh, oh, he's coming down.
Contested in Turbine. Fraggers go
Oh,
out.
he took
Can't
him
find
out.
Bio, so they find some regainers. Down goes another player. Knight finds his first.
Falcons are still a little scared here, so see what they can do down in Cam.
On my laptop.
Still top 5 looking exactly the same as what we saw before. Godlike moved their way up. Falcons moved their way down a little bit. So see what those bottom teams can do as they try to get away from elimination on day 2.
Oh,
Falcons still, gee,
Ooh, he-
man, can I get some FMJ in the chat?
That was a nice one right there. Got in
Down,
between
and
there.
That's our first team wipe confirmed. Kanzu, Co, they're out of here. Dewey gone, 16th place. Missing out on a ton of points that they desperately need. Our new zone, you saw on the map, is Fine scumming over the top. He's pushing at Haremore North, so Leviathan moving to living quarters. They're going to be fighting against Gentlemates pretty aggressively for a place on the south side.
Oh, he
But
cracked
the
him.
Falcons are fine. I know you see the fraggers going down. I know you see them in trouble. Their anchor is chilling in Chemical. If G2 can sniff this out, they can potentially make a huge swing to try to wipe the Falcons, but unlikely considering G2's position as of current. Their anchor does have to go somewhere, though.
G2, yesterday, they were more prone to moving north side to Turbine to take on AGAL late game. And that was where AGAL were finding some issues. So will that happen again? Leviathan sitting in the tent. They're going to be pushing into the maze.
Ooh, they're like SWAT right now. One behind the other.
Oh!
Oh!
So desperately trying to find a home.
Mates leave.
Yeah, it's going to be a pitch. The mates
Ooh.
have to fall back to their anchor because they feel the pressure of 4 Fun.
Oh.
Shots, they should swing on this, but they're not
Ooh.
moving fast enough as Ankyo takes down Flame.
He's running him down right now.
Orchid has been wiped. Orchid's gone.
Orchid's gone
Wow.
from prison.
He got
The
wiped.
question is that if Gentlemate's full set in this, if they lose something, what does NIP do from headquarters?
NIP have totally won back.
He's just camping it out right there. He's just watching from the outside.
This criminal god.
Ooh.
L1R1, baby. Just holding the line. Some folks in the
Yeah.
line and trying to regain again. That's 4 Fun who are desperate.
They playing for a lot of money right now. It's the
Anything they can get their hands on before they fall off the cliff of the leaderboard. Here's a quick look at NIP. They've been in control of the headquarters for the most part. There's been some early contests, but for now, there's basically nobody around this area at all. Nobody even hardly in prison. So they've just got this
Ooh.
huge high ground position to get a bunch of intel more than anything else.
G2, they've done it. They've pushed Turbine.
He's got a good
away.
position right now in the high ground.
Into the water.
He could
So
take
they're
out
gonna
everybody
regain
coming in.
G2 now getting sent all the way in by Gamex. So they're going to try to be holding on to this power position at the top of the map.
Yeah, that turbine look would be nice because G2 are trying to find a new home. Doing a pretty good job. Quick look at JDG. Holding factory side. You can see the Gentlemate still in living, but creeping further and further south. Going to play through factory potentially to work their way to mid-map.
Oh my goodness.
Slappy getting hit from distance, but everything's fine for them.
It's Gamex now who've taken G2 out, so there's a huge battle going on between AGAL, Gamex, and G2. Nobody's owning this power position.
Yeah, I mean, to be clear, G2, their anchor's in industry, so they're chilling in industry, but they get shoved out in turbines. A great shot. Quick look at control, though, as Levi, Nemesis, they've taken back their home. Control center is theirs.
Oh, I like that cam on his gun.
Godlike still have their anchor on the boat, so it's a 2v3 at control if they want it.
Ring's going to start closing next minute. Team's going to start to condense into the top 13. If you can stay alive in top 10, that is going to be big to get into it. We got the fire sale, so you can start to take some risks and have a chance to buy your team back for free.
Big look. Falcons still safe in Chem, but only for a moment. Hisoka's going to have to move from Chemical, swing over to G2. There they go. Fraggers getting aggressive. They're trying to clear a pathway. Find their way to a new home as Chemical is being taken out by the zone. They're going to try to find their way to the other side of the map. Let's listen in with the Falcons and see who they can hunt down.
Yeah, we have to play this quick. Yeah, one's left right. Left right turret. Going out right here on the box left, right here. He's stuck in the box left right. Hit him a little bit. He's running back. Watch out, knocked him.
Woo!
Okay, this guy's second, by the way. Yeah, he's trying to get in the back. I can't.
Good comms.
On the by, dead. Nice, good job. What is this guy? Nice! I'm playing down low. Yeah, listen, that's a fake one. Listen, that's a fake one. They're both second, Chris, okay? Yo, Ed, I'm on the roof right now, Ed. I could try. You guys, resing on me. I have to take this one. He's resing on me. It's front of the chat. Do you have this other shot? Yeah, I'm back. I'm taking one. Okay, hold on. I'm playing slow. One shot. Buy him back. I have you. I'm wrapping the back for a sec. I'm gonna kill this kid. Kill this kid. Yes, kill this kid. Don't let him regain. I hear you. I'm kind of stuck here. I'm letting him back. I'm letting him on my right. Let him on the loadout. I gotta land the Indy. I gotta land Kim. I'm gonna shot from him. I don't have another advance. That was last one, bro. I died, guys. I died.
Oh, he's down.
I'm trying to get it one. I'm trying to open crate turn, bro.
A big play turned catastrophic. The Falcons full send G2. They wipe all three, or at least it looked like it, but one regain, and the others taking down Hisoka. Hisoka has to regain, and then the rest, the Fraggers get cut down as well.
Yeah, I know.
Hisoka's only place that he could find home is the very
They are
edge
neck to
of
neck right now.
Engineering, trying to regain for his team. A great play by G2. The last player up in the skies when we got that false positive full scent where Hisoka was trying to rotate to, which was Industries.
So we went a whole circle and didn't lose a single team there. G2, what a regain from that squad. But now that things are closing in, this is about to get weird because G2 are moving into the prison. But while they do that, they're actually getting flanked by 3 trios. You got AGL, 4 Fun, and Godlike still behind you.
G2 is in a web right
Trying
now.
to make their way into prison, but of course, Kappa on screen, Gamax actually on a bit of heater, and they need it actually to find it.
Oh, he's down. Oh, yo, he put him down.
Whatever.
Heat you won.
Yo, he could have drop shot him right there.
He's gunning people today.
Yeah, he was gunning people yesterday too. Top fragger for G2 when everybody thought it was going to be anxiety. So continuing that in day number 2, G2 are in the prison and they're going nowhere.
JDG down 13
Oh, they're holding
plays.
prison
The
down.
Gentlemen
G2.
continue to be
Oh,
the
he got.
side of JDG
Oh, he
today.
cracked him.
As For Fun have regained somehow
Plating up.
into
Oh.
Turbine. This is their original drop spot.
Woo.
Back in the past, this is their home. They know how to play it well, and it's showcasing on main right now. They're pushing out Godlike. Godlike down to a solo deep in the water.
Fnatic, Falcons, Gentlemates, as well as Vicious, all going to be playing towards the bottom of Harbor to see who's going to own the bottom side of this map. And for Falcons, that is not good because it's still Vicious there.
Oh,
Big win from Ahsoka.
put him down.
The Vicious getting punished as Prek last alive for his team and will get cut down. A little bit of help for Ankyo. We lose a couple teams at the same time. AGAL out of here, 10th place, get a little multi. Not sure how many kills they had. Not the same Rebirth Island we saw from them yesterday, but we're into the top 10 situation and we are going to prison, ladies and gentlemen. Let's see who can make it inside.
You got Godlike being pushed up by For Fun, who are sitting in the tunnels below prison. Godlike underneath the trees, Nemesis towards command, and you can see For Fun are going to have to take on all of it.
Oh,
Big fight off
Fire.
screen. The Little Prince, Ankyo, is alone. Look at the mini-map.
yo, he's got the gadgets up and everything. Yo,
Mid-prison in WinCon. Ankyo left the map.
Yo.
swung over, took down 2/3 of the Falcons, and is still
Wow.
competing for the last.
amazing.
He's at 9.
9 kills for NQ.
Up
Sending
9.
Back to his team, but now NIP have to move out of headquarters, and it's going to be a wounded Gentlemates that they're looking to take down.
Deep into the new zone.
The money's on the line right now.
And Ankyo fighting
Oh.
through the gas. For Fun. On potentially the first heater that we've
Woo,
seen from
it's
them
closing in.
the entire group stage. When they needed it most, having a great game. They need the multi though. G2 somehow still alive. In through mid-map, they've lost a couple players, but Ankyo is well inside.
They're
the
still
gas.
fighting strong.
Using every piece of resources he can to fight
Yo,
for his
G2
life
pulled
and make
this
it into
off.
Nidoggi. Still holding, but look at new zone. It goes all the way back to HQ. Goes
Wow.
all the way back to
He's on
Grandma's.
tap.
Straight away, look at Nemesis. Nemesis just want to go down the hill into headquarters. Gentlemate's going to go as well.
No
You do
way.
see another elimination. Criminal God going to be taking them down, and this is about to get weird through the prison.
Oh my
Dongi
gosh.
is solo.
Woo.
There's anybody that can
It's getting
do it,
intense.
Certainly Dongi, but he's got to fight tooth and nail through 7 other teams to even
Wow.
make it to new. Ankyo, he went out so early, got blessed with his own pull. He'll be first to the party over here, but he is by himself. Footsteps,
Ooh, ooh.
timing, Nate
Oh, he
a
took
little
him
bit
out.
Too early, and
No
Vision
way.
NIP take down the Gentlemates in 8.
He got greedy. Oh, he's down.
In 7, no multipliers for either of those two teams. G2 somehow still in this lobby and somehow still finding kills as Leviathan find their way to 6. We've made it to the top 5.
Yeah, G2.
Yo,
gonna be
G2
in a great
pulls
position
this
here.
off.
There's only one team though that
Oh,
has
he's
the
cracked.
It's going to be Nemesis, who had that early rotation over towards HQ, looking to gatekeep teams as everybody moves in. And it's another circle pull now to the left of headquarters. G2 get wiped. We're down to just 3 trios left.
NIP, a solo.
Oh, he's by himself.
A chance to do the unthinkable. Godlike.
The amazing if he pulls that all solo.
Remember, Godlike was in a big fight Turbine. They lost it to For Fun. They sent one through the water.
Let them all
Now
take
they're
each
down
other
low
out.
on Intex. Unfortunately, totally lost on where Limax was. Great angle over the top and Vision actually even closer to him. So unfortunate rotation. Bad play call, but Godlike's still in it, at least for now. Oh, they get the buyback too. Godlike had 2 now, 1 in the air. Gonna get the intel of where Vision's at. Gonna get the intel of where all 3 members
Yes, thank
of
you.
Nemesis are.
Vision wins it.
Luciano, thanks for tuning in.
Vision picks up 1, Limax picks up the other. Godlike out of here. It just
I'm
a matter of
enjoying
time.
this right now. It's the
Team in
esports.
13th place. You might have said that day 1 felt like it went to script to you. I disagree, but day 2, not one person can argue things are going to script. The teams at the bottom of the leaderboard are pushing their way towards the top. It is anybody's game, but NIP, it just feels like a matter of time.
Yeah, Vision is just going to look for Hook. He can take down Bray. Not. That's going to be a full as well. So extra KP goes to the send, and he tried to force the
I appreciate it,
1v1,
Maya.
Nemesis from down under on top of game number 3.
Great job from Nemesis to finally get a win.
Woo!
These guys win APAC.
Wow.
They win the region with like 450 points. They go giant in a region
That's
that
a
doesn't
big
feel like it
margin.
has the caliber of teams that the rest do. And they've been quiet here on LAN until this moment. Some returning competitors. Seen Limax compete for years, even at EWC, and he's putting up solid
Wow.
numbers here in a map where they
Look at those
desperately
highlights.
need it.
Ooh,
13 plays
caught him
should
from
jump
top.
up well inside the single digits. Maybe to 9th, maybe to 8th. Only time will tell. Let's listen in.
Nice. Come on, bro. We needed that shit, man. Honestly, when you need a two-piece, I'll drop a two-piece. That's kind of fucking terrible.
Yo, he's tight.
They needed it, and they got it, Seymour. Great win.
2
Good
points
job.
away from Fnatic, 4 points away from Forefront
Yo, I know they
Esports,
tight,
7
man.
points away from the Vicious Esports. That is an opportunity for Nemesis to move up the rankings, to move into a spot away from eliminations.
Wow.
Do they push Fnatic into that bottom 3 spot? Sure. We're going to be looking at those standings very soon.
Yeah, and remember that they finished yesterday in 13th place, tied with Leviathan at only 54.6 points through 6 maps. They likely just picked up a 30-plus bomb, so a huge turning of the tides here. Gotta get a quick picture after that one.
Oh, of course.
Limax looks totally unamused, by the way. He's like, guys, we just got started. We finally got what we wanted. We have so much more work to do. Stop taking pictures of us. I love it. Great job from NIP, though. We got to give another tip of the hat to these guys. You got to remember that a couple of these players have been on the podium at EWC a couple years ago, right? These are veterans in the space. I've been casting over Showstopper, who wasn't a part of that roster for years now, representing a couple different regions, actually, throughout the course of the last couple years of Warzone competition. So it's really cool to see these guys who, frankly, have had
They are getting
very
prepared right now. They
unfortunate
know.
placements on all of our
Nemesis.
other lands up until today. War's on the bench coaching them, and they're crushing it.
Yeah, they're doing a great job, and I think that it's very
Nemesis is
simple
holding it
when you
down
get out
right
of
now.
NIP.
With them in
and
G2,
they know exactly where they need
neck
to go.
to
They
neck,
go to the hot drop,
Nemesis
they
came
hold
on
their
top.
hot drop, and they just catch people in rotation over and over again. Their slaying is impeccable, and it's backed up by some consistent placings. And I think that when you look at Rebirth Island, the fact that they get to HQ and nobody's contesting them HQ any time that we see it, it is just free for them.
That is what I was going to say. Is actually that most of their POIs that they drop are free. This one, it actually was contested. They just won the early engagement and had complete control over it. It was the first time we've seen somebody contest them at HQ and actually get punished for it at the very beginning of the game. We got to head down and talk to the Falcons, though, and see what's going through their heads as they find their way deep inside the mid-pack.
Welcome back to the main stage. I've got Noobs here joining me from Falcons. A different kind of start to the day today. Maybe not quite as hot. What are your thoughts?
I mean, yeah, we haven't had the hottest start, but I mean, there's still 3 maps to go. Anything could happen, and we're
True, it's very true. 7th currently in the leaderboard. Obviously looking to get into that top 5. Anything that needs changing? Like, does anything feel kind of different amongst the team right now, or is it literally just, you know, switch up and go again?
I mean, that's just COD for you. I mean, sometimes it just doesn't go your way, but I mean, 3 maps to go, anything could happen, like I said.
It's a fair point. You know, you're currently 3rd in tournament KD at this point. So does it feel like you're having a particularly good tournament at this point? Or, you know, obviously your sights are set on the team results, of course.
I mean, I don't really pay attention to KD. I'm just here to hopefully qualify for finals and take the easy route instead of going to LCQ.
Yeah, that's right. Obviously, you said, like you said yourself, you've got 3 maps to go. But I want to talk a little bit about the kind of position that you're in right now. Repping the Team Falcons jersey, coming to EWC. How does that feel, man?
I mean, it's an insane feeling. I mean, we have the crowd over there going crazy. We can hear them. It's insane.
Woo!
I bet it's a great feeling. You know what, Noobs? I'm not going to take any more of your time. I really appreciate you joining me here in this interview. Like you said, 3 more maps to go right here till we close out Group B. See you in a bit.
3 more. Let's go. We in there. Yes, sir.
Everyone is playing. You're you're not yet. EWC Play is your all-in-one platform to compete in fantasy, pick'em, and quests for a grand total of $300,000.
300K?
Build your dream fantasy team in 5 different games and track your score with live results tables. Predict the winner of every game, every group stage,
Go
and
win some
every
money.
tournament. Complete daily and weekly challenges to earn boosters that help you climb the global leaderboard. Got what it takes? Join EWC Play now.
Clutching it, Nemesis. Clutch.
If I have my AR out, I'd probably kill this guy crossing to the hut too. Come on, come on, baby, come on. Let's go, man. Can you go, Grim? Let's go. Yo, they're gonna be like. On. Yep. That's all.
Ooh.
One shot. TSG.
Hey, bro. I thought that was one of yous, bro. The hell?
They swung me.
Nice room, 1v1.
One more. You're so much. You're so much. Oh my. Let's go, Jaime. Go, Sin. What? Watch it. Don't.
Watch his deep right. He jumped up, tried to jump up. Jump up to the spin.
Nice plays. Play, by the way. Down low me, just grab space. I hear you. I'm plating. One shot.
Got him.
Bro, it's only 2 of them. Bro, I think he does my guy, bro.
Got him.
Then God Warzone Resurgence Championship at EWC 26, and I'm joined by Glitter. She's been running around doing club championship updates. I want you to come and join along because Falcons right now, they're trying to make it to top 5 to go directly to match point finals.
Yeah, we gotta talk about it. And I gotta stand normal for this, okay? Because it's a club storyline that we've been following, obviously for good reason. Defending champs 2 times over, and this time around it's not going so well. So I'm gonna give you all a quick breakdown on what has happened so far. Overwatch, they're completely out. Didn't get any points either, so it's not going so well for them. MLBB, they made it a little bit farther, did make it to top 4, but then out yet again. So they get a few more points on the board, but they still have not managed to get the wins they're looking for. They had 3 players headed into Street Fighter 6. The defending 2-time champ eliminated. Then the remaining 2 had to face off against each other and instantly eliminate 1. They have 1 player left who has made their way through to top 8. So they also have some more points on the board, but it is not going to be an easy journey. So if we're talking about how that affects Warzone, we were talking about how they were a top team coming into this. This could have been the title where they got the win that they're looking for to be trophy eligible 7. And right now, they're just kind of middling.
They are kind of middling. Right now, they're outside of the top 5 to go directly to match point finals. Thank you so much, Glitter. Thank you for joining us and just doing all this club championship updates. Because for this squad, also, you can give the mic back to, yeah, thanks. Get out of here.
G2 in first place.
But
JD
talking
Gaming
about Falcons,
second.
I mean, we're seeing the Falcons that we saw towards the second half of yesterday because this squad is just truly not showing up.
Wow.
Not showing up? True. Who is showing up?
G2 showing off right now. They're showing up.
Half of matches out of those boys. I didn't want to talk about the Falcons because they're just kind of sitting around middling. God's spelled middling without mid. Middling and fiddling. I don't know. But Godlike is dominating.
You gotta step
I was
it up.
on his desk yesterday, and I said, Trick Empathy needs some help.
He got
some help. Nate Dogg, Intex, both coming up. They're doing what they need to do. It's been literally a complete change. Now, we did see Intex on the timeline saying he played the entirety of yesterday with his IEMs backwards. So apparently, that is the sauce to doing better on day 2. Is being able to properly hear.
Well, I'm amazed that he didn't recognize that as soon as he entered the first game.
Minute 1, yeah.
Hey, shout out you, brother. Also, shout out Godlike Esports
from the bottom to our first page, 8th place. Again, consistency being key right now. Mate's looking pretty good. Ninjas and Pajamas, not bad at all. But hey, couple of stinkers down there. That's a shock, Dan.
It's very shocking. I'm more surprised to see how much New Icons is behind. We took a Group A, and it was at least somewhat competitive at the bottom. But for right now, New Icons just only having 57.2 points is really rough. But I'm also looking at Gamats and Fnatic. While yes, they are down here in 14th and 15th, there's still a couple of squads above them that are just flirting with that line. So as we saw in Group A earlier, it can come down to that last and final game where all of a sudden those bottom three could just completely shift.
Yeah, and going back to Godlike too, we saw first squad in Group A being able to get some wins, but they just weren't as consistent enough. For Godlike, we're looking for that consistency that we didn't see out of Group A in first squad.
So far, so good. Same could be said for AGAL as well. They're also secretly and very quietly floating up the leaderboard on a rapid rate. And Gorgo Knight, he was fragging out all day yesterday, and kind of the same story point. He needs a little bit of help, and so far he's been able to get it. Really good stuff for some of our teams that were on the second page yesterday.
Leviathan, another team that's slowly making that climb up, getting out of the danger zone. They're still very much on the highway, though. They have not found their exit. And that's a scary prospect as well. A lot of fans here, a lot of fans that love to get involved, fans that are making a ton of noise, and fans right now that are recuperating ahead of a very, very exciting drop. But a lot of teams still in this. We're seeing newfound, stamina coming into day two, and this is what you need. This is getting serious.
Something that we have seen, especially today for this group, is we haven't seen that much of a sponge point as well. Sure, we're seeing a lot of those bottom teams being able to kind of fight their way up. We saw it with Godlike. We're seeing with that a little bit with some of the other squads as well.
Well, I honestly think that's just because of the Falcons. It's the Falcons not performing at their level, right? When Twisted Minds is running Group A, it's hard to find some other points on the board. When Falcons, though, are struggling, it's just opening up so much of the map for so many of these other teams to find their kills and make it to these top 5 finishes.
They look scared. Like, legitimately, there have been moments where it's like you watch them on rotation, and Haven's Hollow, map 2, they're like northeast side, zone 6, and they're sitting there between two teams like, what do you want to do? I don't know. What do you want to do?
Fight. Let's go. Come in.
And even in the comms, map 3, you hear the comm listening, and
they're roasting the Falcons right now.
And here's Noobs crouch walking in a corner. Like, how about we get our move on? Like, we're not playing with the same urgency that I think we may have seen them in. I know I'm kind of fishing a little bit, but it just doesn't feel like the Falcons we've seen all year.
It does kind of feel like they're probably dealing with sort of these quote-unquote random teams, like having
3 more games, G2's on top.
And it getting a little hairy. It's probably maybe a reality check for them that it's not going to be as free as they maybe think it is.
Scary prospect. I mean, it's like you don't want to change the gameplay too much. You don't want to make any crazy adjustments, but you have to do something now. We are running out of maps for the Falcons. Heard the club championship talk. We're coming up in game 4. Last taste of Rebirth Island, and it could be the last Rebirth Island they play in the tournament.
Yeah, for Shift, looking at game 5 and game 6, we wanted to see a little bit more out of Falcons too yesterday. It didn't end up happening this time around. If they actually want to make it in the top 5, go directly to match point finals, they have to make sure they make it happen here in the last 3 games.
They need to let Dongy off the leash, bro. Like, he just has not been hitting the same metrics he had last year, and I get it. Like, again, you're trying to work something out right now, but I'm saying you just got to throw something in the wall, see what sticks, and I'm throwing Dongy out there first.
Unzip the Dongy.
Yes.
Run, baby. Because we've seen it again, those individual plays. The skill is there across the board. They've got the chemistry as a team. They've got the foundations to survive late into those resurgence rounds. It's all good. Yeah. Unzip the Dongy.
Hopefully that happens.
Me too. I mean, maybe in a more professional sense. Go Dongy. Go get those kills, brother, because you're a top fragger for a reason.
Be that dog we know you can be. For some of the other squad, Nemesis, right? Nemesis have been able to step it up so far today. They've been able to not only just get a win here, but just outperforming what we have seen out of them in the past as well, especially when it came to yesterday.
I think it's
they're
just
ready, getting prepped.
The Australian
Go.
region at large, I feel like often just gets overlooked because the depth of competition is so thin. And we say the same thing when we talk about like the multiplayer side of it. And to be fair, you're dealing with a lot of players who play in both. Yeah. So it's like, how much rehearsal are they getting? They're still shooters at the end of the day.
I mean, the 6 players from APAC have all played in some form of interchange, right, in the last 2 years, whether it be the World Series of Warzone or here the Esports World Cup, right? So I'm not surprised to see it's the exact same 6, but it just feels like you're kind of throwing stuff against the wall to finally find the teams that are locked in.
It's do or die, man. It's do or die. Yeah. You've got to make something work. this late in the tournament especially.
Yeah, last stream's games coming up here before we find out who's going to be moving on to the finals, who's going to be getting sent home, and who will be going to survival stage as well. But for everybody currently watching at home, don't forget, you can put in your predictions. Go to the Play app for EWC. Put in your pick'ems. Let us know who you think is going to be performing. You know what? As we're talking about who is going to be performing, let me actually pull up somebody from Leviathan.
Great throw.
What's going to be happening here for Leviathan? Are you guys going to get a win or no?
I think we might. I think we will. Because we're definitely worth it.
You gotta be confident.
Leviathan wants to know if Vamos get the win. He has them on his pick'ems. Who do you have? Make sure you use that hashtag EWC and hashtag
Gotta
EWC26.
get that money. Get to that bag.
It's Crowley and some other fans.
Of course, my favorite interactions are the crowd ones. And as an Australian, I of course can spot the Aussies.
There you
And
go,
I found
T.
one just here.
Got the
What's
accent.
good, your boy Q? So good to see
Yeah,
you.
yeah.
Obviously, we've flown all the way from Australia, and for you guys at home, that's a very far way. It's a very far way. We're obviously watching Warzone here. What team have you been going for in the tournament?
Oh, I've been here definitely cheering for Gen G. I believe in a Gen G win. Already qualified through Sunday, baby.
I mean, yeah, they hit that top 5, didn't they? So that must be a pretty good feeling. Now, obviously, we're in Group B. Any teams surprising you so far?
I would probably just say the underperformance of Falcons, honestly. We saw them win 2 games yesterday, still weren't able to get to the top 5. They had a really bad start as well. I think me, like most of the fans here, semi-hate watching Falcons and hope they have to play it through tomorrow as well.
Now, as a man of esports, okay, do you reckon you could 1v1 a pro?
Oh, for sure. It'd be easy. No problem.
You
I
wish.
control that aim assist, right?
Yeah.
You mean you didn't take the job in, like, casting role because we're terrible at games? You think you could 1v1 one?
Oh, I'd be able to at least put on some content. Minimum.
I mean, that's the Australian passion there, your boy Q. Pleasure as always. Good to see you. And yeah, I'm going to continue finding the Aussies here in the crowd.
Wow.
Bonnie, I have a surprise for you. Like this, I'm gonna give you this, but you have to take really care because this is super powerful. Okay.
Okay.
So basically, when you have it on your hands, okay, and you just put it in the air, the people are gonna scream like crazy. So be careful, okay? It's a really important super power. So, mesdames et messieurs, c'est un super pouvoir que je lui ai donné. Quand tu vas lever la main, tout le monde va se mettre à crier. So you can go for it if you want to see.
Yeah.
Don't be scared. You can go again.
Woo!
Again? Oh.
Yeah.
Oh my God! I hope you like it. I hope you like it. Yeah, that's Rockwell. Yeah, that's what. Yeah, it is. It definitely works.
We have some other fans in the building. We got the Falcons. Apparently not. I think they might be Leviathan.
And now, baby, everyone together. Are you ready?
We got 3 maps to go. Let's do this.
What an unbelievable break there as we got into the second half of Group B. So many fun moments for all of our talent interacting with the fans, but of course the Gentlemates, the loudest fans in the building. I'm sure you can hear them in our mics as well as we get deeper into this match. I hope that you're a
About to
Gentlemates
go
fan.
in.
You want to hear them in our mics as we get into this match because the Gentlemates unfortunately did not have a great one. They're still in a solid position on our leaderboard, still in the top 5, but it is close. And I do need to remind everybody at home, you're looking for top 5 and you're looking at bottom 3. Those are the 2 bubbles. Everybody in the middle, they're moving into the Survivor stage tomorrow. Gentlemates still a top 5 team, but the margins are getting closer.
I saw it coming though. It's the same thing as yesterday. You win game 1, game 2, game 3, not really the best results. But for Gentlemates, they're still high up on the leaderboard. I mean, you're at 147 points. AG Global below you, 137. You got a gap there, and you have room for error. The best thing is right now for Group B is that a lot of those top teams are starting to slow down. I mean, JD Gaming as well. You have back-to-back 10th place, 13th place for NIP. You got an 11th place in Game 8. So with those top teams starting to slow down and we get into the last map of Rebirth Island, a lot of those lower teams are rising the ranks, and it's getting really fun here.
Here we go, Rebirth Island. Last time you'll see it here in the group stages. Let's get into it and see if any of our draft spots change. As quickly you see G2 and the Falcons go to their native homes, and the Rats try to figure out where to go from there. Gentlemate still living quarters and immediately getting aggressive towards Stronghold. Watch out, Leviathan may be in a bit of trouble, but we swing over to Nemesis, who just won a map, and they're actually hunting down the anchor of Gentlemate's roots in a bit of trouble here at living quarters.
This is going to be interesting because Nemesis have been tangoing with Godlike for majority of Rebirth Island, so the fact that they're going living quarters actually gives a little bit of grace to Leviathan, who don't really have to fight against Gentlemates right away. They're going to be able to loot up down in Stronghold and maybe clean up whatever's going on up here.
Hollow dancing, and dancing quite well. Unfortunately, Nemesis do find him. Gromlock able to trade it, though, having to back off from Leviathan. Of course, Leviathan uncontested down to Stronghold means they're going to come up and join the party. Gromlock shooting beams, though. Dad's got to be proud, holding his own, getting to cover. Gentlemate's still very fine, still in living.
Very fine, very much alive.
Yo.
Criminal God's going to take down Enkyo. Gromlock for the trade. A little bit of this and a little bit of that. Leviathan going to regain back at Strongholds and looks like living quarters. It's a handshake. Even Nemesis have given it up. They're moving back over towards Control Center to see what they can do with for fun.
Look at JDG, totally safe down here at Factory by themselves. Not much going on down here. A couple swimmers trying to regain. That is the Vicious, who are still deeply in trouble. As much as they've been a thorn in the side of the Falcons, they're actually in a position just barely holding on to not being relegated and kicked out of this event. They're currently at 13th place, I believe. So very tough, and they desperately need a regain against one of the top teams.
They've actually only been good against the Falcons, which is kind of funny. The one team that you're good at is supposed to be the best team here.
Yeah, it's true. For fun, completely abandoned Turbine. They've been playing Control Center for a while now, and it looks like they're finally winning that engagement. Nemesis tried to regain a Control Center, getting punished for that. We swing over to Godlike. Godlike's actually at Turbine right now with their fraggers. Their anchor is safe. Unfortunately, AGAL are catching the wrong end of a very hot Godlike. A frustrating day one, day two, certainly going their way. They found their way to mid-pack, but with their momentum, they continue to hunt down freebies. One after the other, they fall, hardly shooting back. Kazu in trouble.
Yeah, I mean, that's KGV now. D-Daddy, Kazu getting pushed out. Shrink looking for even more kills after a Game 3 win. Godlike have left the docks, and when they did that, they take down AG Global with the help of J2, force them away from Turbine, and AG Global have now gone to the docks where Godlike were.
Yeah, big problem here for Godlike. You can see it in our kill feed right now. AGAL got pushed out of Turbine. Where did they go? They just full send Godlike. They saw them there. Let's go kill their anchor. They've taken control of both. AGAL fully restabilized Godlike on their heels, but we swing over to the Falcons. Two fraggers up into prison looking for kills.
Well, we lose Gamax. Second team to go out in game number 4. AG Global going to set up on the docks. They push Godlike away. We look at Falcons, and they are trying to get into the prison. However, a little bit of a fight coming out from Orchid. They get denied entry to the prison.
A big win there for Orchid, who have gone mostly silent on our leaderboard, having some okay games. They're actually outside of our top 5 right now in 6th place overall. Just barely holding on just outside of AGAL, less than 10 points away. Of course, Ahsoka safe and Kim, as expected. Let's take a look at some loadouts onto the map and where some of these teams are trying to restabilize. Those look like Fnatic have found their way to Factory and are actually going to punish this Nemesis team that had a pretty strong start, but unfortunately are deeply in the blender. NIP send their fraggers out to go get involved in the third party. One goes down, the second going to be following up. Look at the map feed, though. Look at the news zone. Will dictate the next couple rotations. Do we pull south, north, east, west? We're just going to pull a slightly south. Gentlemate's in a strong position in living quarters.
Nemesis against Fnatic. Extra, Volcom. Both together going to take down Bray. Nemesis going to have to leave the Factory. They move to living quarters. And NIP up top might look to send Factory, send their Slayers out, see what they can do in this match. JDG still sitting on the boat back of Factory. They don't want anything to do with these fights, so we slow down and we start to look elsewhere as Godlike have gotten into the Turbine and it looks like they've set up shop.
Yeah, Orchid is the only team even remotely around prison right now. Everybody fighting on the outskirts looking for kills. Orchid want to get their loadouts and then go get to the hunt. Prison is a POI. You can't hold the complete building, obviously, so they're holding the high ground. One up in Water Tower, the rest go to hunt with their loadouts in hands, and it looks like Orchid's going to swing off your screen, off the minimap, and go find members. It looks like Godlike off screen. They actually went down towards Turbine. Here's a look at him. Nate Dogg down. Regains coming in, but Sariel on the hunt.
It's good for Orchid. They kind of recognize that they're doing good at slaying around the prison, keeping teams away from it on the top of the hill. G2 are going to have to move away from Bio now, move on in, but we look over towards the bow where For Fun have sent AG Global, and it doesn't look like it's going as planned.
And remember, AGAL got pushed out of Turbine. They full sent the boat, pushed Godlike into the blender. And now they're getting pushed into the blender. For Fun doing a lot of the same. This is a classic regain blender that a lot of teams get into. Unfortunately, Scummn thought he could sneak that res in. Immediately gets punished. Juju from the top ropes. Slamming one, slamming another. Could he get all of AGAL? No, they've got one still alive, but two down. Only 2 teams out of this map.
And because you've left the prison now, or Command Center, For Fun have actually lost their positioning at the top of the hill, and Leviathan have moved from Stronghold into Command Center. So that is a huge rotation out from Leviathan.
Yeah, Control Center in control for Leviathan. This is great from them. Reminder, yesterday Leviathan got brutalized on Rebirth Island. Having a pretty solid map right now, working their way up into mid-map. Able to play for new. For Fun still finding kills, but on main, Orchid gets punished. Anxiety went to go hunt, and he's able to find at least one. Then gets shot in the back. Trek still on this map. Vicious still alive.
14 trios. Circle 2 going to be closing in 40 seconds. And you can see it, still a lot of POIs active in this circle. Don't know exactly where this one's going to pull.
HQ in complete control from NIP. And to your point from earlier, Seymour, uncontested this time. Nobody wants a piece of NIP. They're shooting 2 straight right now. Orchid fighting for the last remnants of the Vicious, who are now all collapsing on one another to try to get inside of prison. Still fairly central zone, so the next couple will dictate the rest of the rotations as Limax, Nemesis started in living quarters and now can't find a home anywhere on the map. Losing their life yet again as Orchid continue to rack up kill after kill after kill. And they're going to find 2 members of the Vicious, maybe just count both of them. A nice trade coming through. Orchid doing a great job finding all their kills. Sariel does pick up that last one in the meantime. Orchid got to be at least double digits between Sariel and Swizzit.
And Vicious, their anchor, just going to have to wait and see, but Adrenaline's going to get caught by Master. 5K, the final one through Orchid.
Does look like Vicious have a floater. That's a false positive. They're still on the map. We still have 14 teams with the Vicious deeply in the blender. The Asimir finding one member. Oh no, now the Vicious.
Now the Vicious are
nope, another false positive. They've got another one in the air.
Oh my goodness.
The Vicious are hanging on by a thread. Reminder, they're the margin to bottom bubble. They're still barely alive.
Now they're gone.
Now they're gone. All right, well, down goes Godlike as well. Is Godlike still in? Yes, a couple floaters. Woo, all right, Juju's gonna keep hunting, baby. 13 teams on the map. For Fun need the points. They're barely safe right now.
Falcons are moving into the factory. JDG still have the boat. Leviathan's going to get caught there. Control Center not going to be their home. A lot of players going to be dropping in from Godlike back towards the dock, and they're going straight for the heads of For Fun.
For Fun are eating kills right now. Bubble on 7, Juju on 7. I believe Flank on at least a couple. Folks, we're nearing a 20-ball Jamal here from For Fun. They desperately need a multiplier. They've been in this position before on Rebirth Island yesterday, and they died about right now. Stay alive, friends. Orchid continue to find their double-digit kills as well, as unfortunately Fnatic get cut down.
For Fun, Rebirth Island has been great for them. I mean, last game was a 4th place 15-kill finish, so looking to go back-to-back with some major points. They got Doc under control, and nobody wants to challenge them. Falcons, though, they're pushing into the factory with JDG Ablowo.
Quick listen in and hear what the heck is going on in a very important engagement.
Advance. Zip up. One's up. One, he fell down. Get it, zip, maybe. Yo, guys.
They're gone. Top 10 again. some frustration trying to figure out what went wrong, but we got to get back into the action. A quick look at the Gentlemates. They're down in living quarters. They've done a good job to win out some engagements, and even just getting on screen, the crowd goes wild. They're going to be holding out here what looks like the remnants of Nemesis, who are back where they started, and unfortunately immediately catch some bullets to the face. Nemesis having to work their way into new, and the Gentlemates holding the line on the south side of the map.
Living quarters not going to be safe, though, so you want to clean this one up fast. The only teams that are safe in the zone right now is going to be the remnants of Dock, just the edge of it, control center, headquarters, and the corner of prison. So a lot of teams looking to coexist. A lot of teams still need to climb this hill.
Yeah, HQ is where G2 has rotated to. JDG find the remnants of Nemesis still trying to work their way in. You can't go through the Gentlemates. You're going to try to go through JDG. JDG actually getting extremely aggressive because they're getting shot in the back as they try to chow this. Limax breaks the ankles, breaks the cameras of one. Can he get both? No. Melvin able to strike him down to get the trade. JDG still alive, but unfortunately with G2 swarming into HQ, they get forced out, and now they're deep in the gas as well.
Still got a rat though if you're Nemesis, so still looking for positioning in the top 5. For fun, moving up from docks into control center, have the edge of the hill to cover for natural cover circle. Where does it go? And it's going to be between control center and HQ, so a lot of top-down fights, a lot of high-lows, and not a lot of space to hide.
8 teams left, everybody looking for top 5. So the world screeches to a halt as Gentlemates pick up huge kills on the backside of living quarters. JDG deeply in trouble for fun. Still 2 alive. In a strong position, but the problem is they've got a team right on top of them and a team right outside. Gotta wipe one of them, gotta wipe both of them to get into new for fun. In trouble, Juju last alive.
NIP down to 1, just on the top of HQ, G2 below them. Juju versus Orchid. 1 left for Orchid, Juju alone. Not a lot of trios, not a lot of space.
AGAL, haven't looked at them once, but they've actually maintained a top position in control center. They've got a power position. They can overlook everybody else. Anybody coming inside is going to have to creep down below and just pray they can stay alive. We still have 6 teams, 4 fun falls. They got a solid multi. They had a solid amount of kills. A good game for them. They wish it was great.
Still good enough. 3 up for AGAL, 1 for Orchid, 1 for Nemesis, NIP broken, G2 still a trio, and it's going to be Gentlemates as well, sitting in the tents, still a trio.
A brutal zone pull for the Gentlemates. I'd love to see their rotation in, moving to new. We know that AGAL just got gifted the zone, but can the Gentlemates make a huge play for control center? This is the play they desperately have to make. They go immediately cluster strike on top so they don't get shot. They smoke and run. Grom alone to the backside, picks up the anxiety. G2 not out, but certainly weakened. Hollow being lost in transition. It's going to be 2 for the Gentlemates.
Look at this one, G2, NIP, who's going to make the first move? Gentlemates as well on the outside. This is going to be a risky one for NIP, but they got to go. G2 still in headquarters, still outside of the circle, and it's rotating, but nobody wants to get into command center. Nobody knows exactly where to go, and there goes NIP.
Showstopper last alive. He's crouched out, just playing gas. They're all waiting for news. Sight that'll have an unbelievable amount of stems and still make his way through. Big Man it picks up the kill. I don't know how that happened, but somehow G2, are they even still on the map? We got 5 teams left in the lobby. I don't see him anywhere, but NIP to get the buy. And King AJ Vision last alive of the team, and they get high ground. Look at the new pull, though. Yes, Gentlemates might be down in numbers. Could make a sneaky exit and get out early and hold as Gromlot goes down. Gentlemates down to just Inkyo.
Fighting for the roof, NIP on top right now, and Nemesis on the first floor. Orchid outside in the shacks. First team to move most likely will be eliminated, so it's who can hold the longest on the top of control center.
Orchid is going to be the first out. An early exit. Bray actually punishing AJAL. That's their first down, though. They still got 2 more. Inkyo, Little Prince. Can you make a miracle happen here with the crowd cheering you on? A couple go down. You clean up an extra, helping out Scumming, and you're still alive. Bray goes inside, gets obliterated. Knight and FIFA kill, doing a fantastic job. Inkyo falls. AGAL. We expected them to win this. Can they clutch up when they need it most? A top 5 position for AGAL, and looking for the first win in a while. A chance to take down Sariel. Orchid finally in a position to make a big play. He can't do it. It's AGAL. It's Knight. FIFA kill it. Scumming.
It's a big one for the team. Yesterday, Rebirth Island was fantastic for these 3. And game 1 on this map might not be exactly what you were cooking, but game number 2, you get the full send back to Dogs. You remove Godlike from that power position. Yes, for fun, gave you a run for your money, but in that scrimmage, you come out on top, and what does it give you? It gives you a full stack inside of Control Center, exactly where the circle pulls, even with a ton of teams surrounding you. They just did not have the regain that they were asking for, and AGAL stay composed to the very end. That is a huge win for them.
And yet again, NIP find their way to a final circle and a top 3 position. Again, playing out of HQ and getting zone pulls like this, doing a great job to continue to soak up points and maintain a top position near the top of our leaderboard. But AGAL, with that win, they had crept down to 5th. They were at risk of being knocked out by Orchid. That win is going to keep them assuredly into the top 5 and still well within position going into the final 2 maps to make it straight to the finals.
And it was a 2 versus 1 against Sariel 2 from Orchid. So if Sariel was able to pull that off, who knows what that multiplier could have given this Orchid team. But you see Scumming towards the end, won't let that happen. Game 4 of day 2 goes to AGAL. And that might even break into Gentlemates territory. They might be able to knock Gentlemates onto the bubble.
I don't know. Ankyo found his way to a top 5 position as well. I mean, they had a crazy amount of kills. You gotta remember all of the action. Gentlemates were kind of constantly in the action, even though there weren't that many teams around them. Ankyo was near double digits as well. Both of those 2 teams getting solid multipliers. That's Gentlemates, that's AG Global, that's Team NIP. All already top 5 teams, all placing top 5 in that last game. Our top 5 is mostly assured. G2 was shooting as well. I know they didn't make it to the end, but they actually, no, they did. They were also top 5. Holy cow. We said, remember Big Man is
the Big Man was there.
They were just hanging out at the bottom of HQ until the very end. They get their multi. Ridiculous. 4 of the top 5 teams in the final fight. Woo. All right, Fortune's Keep next. You're not going to want to miss it. We'll be right back.
We were there. For every click, every clutch, every respawn. We were there for the years of grind. And we're here. Now. The proud founding partner of EWC. Powering the biggest event in gaming. Shoulder to shoulder with the world's best. Making history. Greatness deserves a stage. Lenovo Legion. Reach your impossible.
You.
He can come in here and play my game. He knows nothing but go! Tyler Wine.
Game time, baby. You seen that comeback for them to go in the top 5?
Alors, qu'est-ce qu'on a là, les gars? Une tour Eiffel, on dirait, non? T'en penses quoi, Sarel?
Moi, on dirait une petite guitare, hein.
Ouais, une petite guitare, ouais. On dirait qu'il y en a qui sont venus ici pour dessiner, hein. T'en penses quoi, Suzanne?
Ouais, moi, je pense qu'ils sont venus ici pour dessiner, hein. Moi, je suis venu ici pour gagner les WC.
J'aime bien ça, babao.
Welcome back to the stage.
Yes.
And I gotta say, Dandro, some of these keys are looking tasty for the Crusher, the Slammer, the Jammer back here. And I'll say, we got some squads that need to make a move these last 2 maps.
That's a lot of words to represent this machine that's behind us, but I'm right with you. It was a little surreal to see Twisted Minds earlier send 3 of those keys into the Crusher, but we got to send 3 more. And you're right on the money as you get ready to head into the last final 2 maps. There are some squads, they are looking at the standings, they're looking at their leaderboard, and they maybe are having some nightmares of that key getting crushed.
Other side of the leaderboard, though. Hold on a second. AGAL kicking things up, and
ooh, a change. G2 doing 5th now.
G2 looking feisty at the top of the leaderboard right now.
Oh, the Team Orchard.
There's so many different squads. I mean, that we're seeing here. I like what we're seeing out of a NIP, right? Being able to come back on.
That was a big change up.
We said it yesterday. Like, this is a team that's going to come on in and they're going to fry, especially on land. And seeing them, you know, they make that roster change. Seeing them be able to get back in is really nice to see them kind of have that formidability to be able to kind of say, hey, all right, we'll shake up the bad games. We're going to fry out the good games. That's really all that matters.
It's just that we've talked about this now. It feels like
coming out of the storm.
The last 6 times we've gone to any
Stem
sort
shot.
of game break. What is happening with Falcons, though? I mean, at a certain point, we need to see that same sauce we got in the first 3 maps yesterday, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's just
It's
a kind of a timing thing, right? You and I, we've been around. COD timing's a very real thing, and sometimes it's what happens, right? We see it in the middle of that game where they make that push into sort of kitchen and prison, and it's just
That's like
sort of
wall
just a
hacks
mistime.
right
You
there.
think the players are probably a little bit further back if you're noobs. They're not. You throw the shoulder, and it's just like, oh man, now we're stuck. Soka's now by himself. It's just you see them get a little bit split as well. It's one of those things where it's like there's weird teams and weird spots is kind of what you're thinking. So I think they just got to get back to the game plan. Get back to, you know where these zones are going. Soka's one of the best in the game at understanding how this map plays. We're getting ready to move to Fortune's Keep, a map the Falcons have looked very, very
so the other
good
team
on.
won that
We
match.
get one of those
G2 still in
western zones,
first.
and they're landing towards that graveyard
JD
area.
Gaming in
It's a strong
second.
chance for them to run up a 20 kill
down
win,
one.
and we've seen them even do
Gentle
more than
Mates
that
is
in
in
the past.
fourth.
Other side of things, the
AGL,
in-house sauce
fifth,
that we're
Team
seeing out of
Orchard,
the Gentle Mates right now
Team
is
Falcons.
palpable, to put it plainly. They have been
This
in
is
nearly
way
every
down.
single
Godlike
final circle with a
Esports,
chance to
9.
win, and they're putting up
Team
insane
Nemesis,
kill numbers,
10.
including last man standing moments.
Levy
That's
is
good
10,
sauce over here for
11.
the G-Mate fans.
Yeah,
Fnatic,
listen, it is
12.
impossible, I feel like, to play in this arena and not feel like you can shoot absolutely lights out on everything when you just have this many fans going crazy for you. We're literally sitting in the back and had to turn up the TV to like 80 because it's just, the drums are going crazy, and I can imagine that if we're
Team
back
Orchard
there
could
feeling
knock
it, these players are feeling
M8s
it
or
whenever they get
AG
a
out
kill,
right
they
now.
hear this crowd erupt, they
They
know
close-
that they
they
have
close
the
the gap.
Generates
Wow.
behind their back and that they can absolutely just fly at basically anything and take those gunfights.
Absolutely the case. It's a big story.
M8 is
Fortune's Keep.
overrated.
A lot of fortune right here in front of us with the Crusher. This is all about trying to get this thing done. If you're one of those bottom 3 teams, the gap is pretty tight for some of the squads trying to get out of the bubble. Is it about kills? Is it about participation and placement? What are you feeling for those bottom teams?
It has to be kills at this point, right? I mean, you're not in a position where you can make it to a 1.4 multiplier and just try and ride that, right? You got to come on out. I need to see 15-20 from some of these bottom teams to 1.4.
15-20 is insane considering that some of them are barely averaging
That's
5.
intense.
Do or die time. Let's get it on with the casters.
Thank you so much, Danzo and Shift. A great breakdown. Did you see that leaderboard? Ladies and gentlemen, AGAL pick up a nice win there. They move all the way up to 5th place. They got a 6.2 point margin
Wow.
between 5th and 6th. But the bottom bubble, maybe
That's
a
a
bigger
big
story.
break.
The Vicious Esports move into 14th. There's a 0.6 point spread between 13th and 14th. 14th through 16 go home, Seymour.
I got some math I was breaking down while I was waiting for this leaderboard to come out. For fun, that's a big map out of them because they break out of the elimination bubble, and that puts them into a situation where they're looking to go to the survival stage tomorrow. 7th place to 15th place is a 35-point difference. 7th
Wow.
place to 9th place is a 20.4 point difference.
Yeah.
There's like a major gap here where like one good game, one good win could put anybody in our bottom leaderboard into an elimination spot.
Yeah, I saw Flank tweet out that, hey, I know it wasn't a great day from us, just trust, we'll be back tomorrow. They're certainly back. We saw even in the match leaderboard, they picked up, I think it was 23 kills top fragging in that game. Remember, they didn't even get into a top 5 position. They got the 1.2 multi, that's all they got, and they still got 2nd overall in that map. So a big one from them, but it's time for Fortune's Keep, baby, and it's time to see what the Falcons can do on the Keep. Will they go graveyard?
Ooh,
Will
they on
get
the
a zone
Keep?
pull that
Let's
is
go.
favorable for them? No. We're going to go to Winery, ladies and gentlemen. We got NIP. There's no way NIP land Winery for free, right?
Surely not after yesterday.
Oh, look, Falcons are going back to Keep. They're going back up into the Keep. Gonna go play Spoiler to somebody. This is where the Vicious cut them down yesterday. Will the Vicious win an engagement that they desperately need to win? We'll quickly check in with AGAL after their win, but we gotta swing up the Keep. The Vicious are on top of the Falcons, and the Falcons already in trouble.
I mean, I get a deja vu right away. Dongy's down.
Oh.
Dongy's down, and so is Noobs. It's all to Hisoka right away. Has to play for the resurgence timers of his teammates, and they will
Hisoka
come
gotta
back.
hold it down.
This is a bold call. Yesterday, after our games were done, after we finished Fortune's Keep, we caught the Falcons. Their coach said, man, we were testing some guys, we were taking notes. I don't really think that they did their homework, though, on what those notes said.
I think for the Falcons, the playbook is, hey, yes, we go graveyard as per the usual, but if the zone pulls to the east, we go back to Keep. Trust the process. Unfortunately, the process was not right, at least at the very beginning of this one. Let's see if anybody can get back to final form.
Falcons on a great start.
And immediately I'm eating my words. I know we want to stick with this team. This is important, and you actually see the Falcons begin to rush out of keep. They want to go somewhere else. They're going to creep across. Soka does win.
Try to drop shot. He got him.
He'll win that one. Going to get Ego Chow by the second. Adrenaline looking to take down Soka. He'll get it.
Yo, what is that setup?
Soka wins a 1v2. Should not get away with that one, but sometimes the Falcons
Soka got a 1v2.
They're back into the keep. They're going to go back in and take these engagements. They're like, wait, we can win these.
It's a big Hisoka moment right there. Kind of getting a lay of the land of the entire map as well. It looks like Godlike was forced away. They have to regain to the top. They're dropping in, see where they can go. A couple players to kind of think about too is this Orchid versus AGAL team in Spiral, but we're going to look over towards NIP. Just outside of the gatehouses, they're crossing paths with new icons.
And again, Fortune's keep a big map, but King AJ just on the hop right now. We have an Eastern Zone. And NIP have Winery for free?
They're not even there.
One of the biggest POIs on the map? Like, good grief.
Wow.
NIP are chilling. Their fraggers are out finding kills. NIP assuredly being a top 5 team going straight to match point day. So we continue to check in with some of our bubble rosters. Orchid still technically on the bubble for the top 5. Still battling against AGAL on the leaderboard for that top 5 position. And Swizen looking for some kills will not find anything. Nemesis strikes him down.
Nemesis in the caves. Orchid, nowhere to go through Spiral. You got AGAL above you. You got Nemesis below you. You're completely shut out from this position. So you just got to wait your turn to see where you can go. Still, King HA farming the new icons just outside of Winery. These Slayers are doing exactly what you hoped for. And I'm looking back at the keep. It looks like Falcons were able to figure things out over there. They push Vicious away towards the terraces and outside of
Ranked right now, multi 80K viewers. This is Warzone 8K. 8K viewers. Wow.
Playing through terraces like you mentioned. Trying to still keep everybody out of their house. See what Orchid's able to do. Again, AGAL is in 5th. Orchid is in 6th. Top 5 go through to finals for free. Everybody else to the survivor stage unless you're bottom 3.
Oh, wow. Top 5
Falcons
going on.
restabilized, playing the top side of keep.
They better grind it out.
It's a patient waiting game. Fortune's keep can be a bit rowdy. There's so much verticality on this map. And it's 30% bigger than our other maps. A lot of room to work. Can't be getting cut down early.
No.
Wow.
See where this circle can go. So we're going to be on board with AGAL back into the terraces. Circle is going to be pulling down into Winery even further. So you still have Lighthouse in the safe zone, Gatehouse, Grotto, the Cove, and just the bottom side of this keep. So lots of place for these teams to be.
New zone continues to pull east, just slowly but surely moving their way, and the Gentlemates may be in trouble as the zone pulls away from them. This is going to be a tough map for them to do well on. They've got to battle through everybody on edge of zone to make their way there as the Falcons continue to hold the north and will be able to stay and keep for a while.
I mean, Gentlemates, this is exactly what happened to them at the end of
He goes, what's Scumming doing?
East side circles, and they had to go all the way into the grotto. Both times that blew up in their face. So I want to see what the game plan changes for them. And it looks like they're going to go to Smuggler's Cove instead.
Yeah, AGAL losing a couple of their fraggers, but still alive. FIFA actually winning his ones. Anchor holding it down. Unfortunately, his teammates getting chowed by the Falcons. Right on top of him. Scumming runs for, I was going to say the hills, but I guess the caves. Getting back to line.
Yo, he dipped out the window.
Couldn't hit really a bullet, unfortunately for him. As folks are still able to scurry away. The Rats are in. Only one team is out.
It's getting intense.
Still, Godlike are now looking to play down towards the Cove. They're into the Gentlemates. Godlike are making a play for this one. Gentlemates get pushed into the town, and that is big for Godlike, who started off this map in a poor position.
Godlike movement.
They found their regain.
Yeah, Inkyo in a very tough position. Just barely missed that full sin there from Godlike. Edge of map, at town, a very difficult rotation. I'll be curious to hear some of the comms maybe from Gentlemates as they push into new. Now with 2 players up in the skies. Let's listen in.
Ils sont là, ils sont là. Ouais, c'est sûr. Je suis là. Ok. Je t'appelle. J'essaie de trouver des armes, j'essaie de trouver des armes. Ils savent. J'ai une boîte de plaque, Ouais. Il push le L, Non? C'est qui que j'entends? Inkyo, t'es ouais? C'est moi, je crois, c'est moi. Ouais. Le client. Ouais, c'est moi. J'arrive. Je vais être pour toi. Craque le mec au fond, go. Vas-y. Ah, c'est mort. Nice, mon frère. Dans la grotte, c'est pas la même team. Ok, ouais. Non, je vais kill mon shop. Ouais, j'ai eu le colis. Je vous décime, mec, ouais. Ok. Ouais, en face, au bleu, weak. Claire, go Claire, allons chacun. Vas-y. Dans le bleu, devant. Ok, j'essaie de voir. Claire à droite, allons, Claire à droite. Ouais, dans le bleu, je le vois. Il est dedans. Ça allait une crotte. Ok, bien, reste là, on va essayer de tirer avec Enkyo le top. Pour moi, j'ai le top Enkyo, non? Ouais, vas-y, je jouer le stern. Il m'a vu cross, ok. Y'a un mec dans la crotte encore, crack, one shot. Je l'ai. Oh, il y a une balle, oh my god. J'ai au-dessus de vous, au cas où. J'avance avec toi,
I told you the road would be difficult on Fortune's Keep. Even trying to go back through Grotto like last time, going from west to east on this map can be so difficult, but they're making it work slowly but surely. I don't know everything there is to know about French. I do know go, go, go. It works. A nice chow, but they still have a lot more work to do.
Gentlemen, it's on the forefront of Grotto. KGV backed up inside of the tunnels. G2 going to be making a play towards the keep. And
dropped him.
It's going to be on the regate up top there. Hollow and Enkyo going to finish off Beat Daddy, and that is going to give them the capes of the Grotto for free now. Still trying to work into that safe zone. As you can see, Orchid going to have to regain for themselves. Circle closing even more towards the center.
Same story about the Gentlemen can now be said about the Falcons. They've been put in such a blender inside of Keep that they have to battle their way through a couple of these scrappy teams to make their way into New. Worth mentioning, Hisoka does have 9 kills. He's been getting jumped on over and over again, but he's winning his ones. If he has to put the team on his back to get to the finish line and get to top 5, he will. So far, so good for Keep. First time we're seeing them pop off.
And Shiv said earlier to let Dongi off the leash. And we're seeing Hisoka really step up in that place. That is huge for the program. JG not going to be eliminated. They are still inside the lighthouse. They push Leviathan above Smuggler's Cove, and Hisoka is still punishing AGAL.
Double digits farming up on AGAL. They did get the double buyback in, so AGAL will be in the skies. We'll see where they'll regain in a moment. Gentlemen, yes, they made it into New, but they may not be out of the trouble that now is godlike on their backside. Having to hold the backside underneath as they rotate underneath everybody else. Grom winning that though as AGAL going to try to land on them. Quick look at Leviathan. Big storyline for Leviathan. They're still alive. That's better than last time. AGAL deeply in trouble and maybe out of here. We'll keep that final confirmation for you in just a moment. Yes, they are gone. AGAL go down early. This is going to open up our leaderboard. They were holding the line.
Gentlemen are chasing Godlike. They're trying to get the full kill onto Trick, Intex, and Nate Dogs, and that should be an elimination as well onto Godlike out of this game. 12 trios remaining, trying to get it towards the top 10.
A great shout. G2 holding down the north now. The Falcons
G2
are creating a solo on the outside of Winery while G2 are now holding the north. Here's a look at it. Moose was literally on 1 HP in a dream, and the Falcons are holding on. Noob's hardly even damaged to his name at this point, but Azoka's been holding it down for them. And obliterated. Gentlemen, they killed team after team after team, just working their way into New. We told you the road would be tough, and it may be bumpy, but they're driving right over all the speed bumps of the rest of these teams in the lobby.
The road in France is a steady one for the Gentlemates. They got Leviathan above them. They got KGV still in the caves contesting them. Nemesis just above to the north. Here we go. Fun all the way up there. Here come the Falcons for Orchid. It's a trap. And within Winery, this is not where the Falcons want to be.
I told you the rats were in. Could you find a rat in your spot? Or maybe you could have just checked your corners. But either way you look at it, the Falcons still in trouble, but still alive. Circle still closing. Dongi's going to have to figure out now what the heck am I going to do?
Sit and wait.
Sit and wait for what? He is in the back of a truck just praying at least for a 1.2. One more team needs to fall, and which team will it be? It looks like it's going to be NIP taking down the Vicious. See ya later. G2 going to try to third party this, and they get there just in the nick of time. NIP deeply in trouble. One goes deep into the gas to try to stay alive just for a moment long.
Yeah, G2, if they can eliminate NIP, that is going to be huge. Here come For Fun, as it's going to be another third party in, but For Fun, they recognize that it is a full G2 squad. Nobody went down. They don't want to send it just yet.
Gentlemen still battling and working their way, but of course you got to pay attention to G2. Doing a great job holding down the north. For Fun, right on their heels, flanked. They need these points. They just came off the back of a banger. and they need to win the North, but the zone is so far away. Look at where we're at.
Yeah, they got to do it fast. It's a lighthouse pull. It's going to be Leviathan fighting against JDG to see who's going to own this circle. Gentlemates, they need to make a play early to see if they can get here in time to third party.
Leviathan battling inside of New. The Gentlemates have made it here. G2 wipe all of Orchid. They obliterate them. And Dongi, yes, he got his 1.2, but he's last alive for his team. He's up on top of them for fun, and G2 underneath. Is there any way Dongi can pull anything out of his hat? No, he's gone. That's in 7 for fun. Fall in 7. Falcons in 8. We find our way to top 6, and the Gentlemates are alive. They are fully stabilized in zone. It's Leviathan. It's the Gentlemates, and it's JDG in the best position by a mile. G2 have a long way to get there.
Nemesis down to 2, KGB down to 1. Those are the only other 2s that aren't going to be at a full squad, and Nemesis are going to get cut down on the rotation. It's a pull towards KGB, and Gentlemates are going to be down in the water waiting for people to come down this cliff.
Yeah, this zone pulled all the way to the opposite side. This is actually great news for G2. If they want, they can go wide outside and play the high side and actually hold everybody else coming in from Lighthouse. A good move, though, from Leviathan. They're going to get really aggressive on the Gentlemates. Gentlemates have to fight from both sides with one member of KGB.
But JDG's right behind them, and they're not going to let you sit for free. And Kyo inside the huts. He pops out, taking down Leviathan, and JDG looking to clean up the rest of them. And Kyo, he goes down, and there goes Leviathan G2 above, looking to end this.
Such a great pull for G2. It was the only pull that could have saved them. They were so out of position because they were fighting for so long. Gentlemates will fall, but they get top 5. G2 will win this map with a little bit of RNG and some fantastic skill to win out the top side of the zone, working their way up the street and winning the game. G2 come online early this time around and also finish strong yet again.
JDG went away to stay alive there as well, but G2 just a step ahead of this rotation. Like you said, RNG of Fortune's Keep. There's a lot of top-down, there's a lot of high-low, a lot of space for you to move into a final circle like that, and you just wait your turn, you be patient, and that patience is rewarded. Big wins for G2. You take down NIP, who took down the Falcons. You take down AG Global as well. For fun in your way, it doesn't matter. You also cut down Nemesis, so a lot of kills flowing through this team on their path to a victory. They ended yesterday with their first ever LAN map win on Fortune's Keep, and it was a 41-point win. I think this team just loves Fortune's Keep. They do it again.
I think this team just dang good. Let's listen in.
Yeah, ping. He's there, goes. He's there. Swing him. Swing him. He dead. Fucking go, baby. Shit, bro. Nice.
A quick Selly, but overall, just well played. I'm loving what G2's doing right now, man. They have the confidence to take fights, and their timing is nearly flawless every single time. They get one tiny advantage, and they just full send. The signal flare that is getting a knock in Warzone, sometimes teams don't react fast enough. G2 moves immediately. Great play.
I mean, a couple of questions for this G2 team. It's like, how does Anxiety find, some support here? It comes off the back of Big Man showing up on land. Man, he is showing up in waves to get it done for this team. And you're right. I think it's just the urgency to react, the ability to just read situations so well. This team is not only patient, but they just know when to strike through that patience. And you're taking down some big names on the way. Like I said, NIP, doesn't matter who you're going up against. You're able to control these situations. You control them well.
You've got to talk about Gentlemates, though. This is the most difficult zone for them to find their way to a top 5 position. They got a ton of kills, they worked their way through a ton of teams, and they still somehow got that 1.4x.
And it's the exact same position yesterday that failed for them again and again. So this time, it seems like the stars aligned in this match for them to fight their way through. That is a big kill game for them, you're right.
Gentlemates are starting to knock on the door of some of the top fraggers in Group B. I'll be so curious to see where this leaderboard is, and I'm sure we'll see that in just a moment, folks. We'll be right back here in just a second.
Map by map, drop by drop, kill by kill, get closer and closer and closer to find out who's going to walk over the trophy. Miles and Enigma here to get you through the next one. Mate, what a banger of a game. Many of our top squads starting to claw their way back into it.
Yeah, they most certainly are. You can see the Falcons are trying to get there. They're trying to claw that gap back. But there's also, you know, teams like G2 and so many others that are stepping up and continuing to put up consistent performances. It's wonderful to see, of course, if you're a fan inside of here. And they're not the only one, of course. Gentlemates, AGAL, and so many more making things happen.
Very, very consistent. That's the name of the game. Not an easy thing to do whatsoever. As you can see the standings on your screen now and some highlights across that last matchup. And if you're talking about the Falcons, what went right for them this time?
I think that they're showing a bit more resilience. We've seen the issues with them trying to rotate. The landing spots are very interesting. We saw in map 4, they had this point where typically they would land on the west side of the map. They decided to go with the east because they're a little bit unsure themselves. But then they're trying to hit these long rotations that they're just not getting over the line in. There was, though, those moments of recovery inside that last map.
G2 holding it
Get
down.
there in time to get themselves over in that top 5.
Is it bad luck or is it good decision making? What is it?
I think that you obviously have the fortune in the way that Warzone plays. It's very RNG based, but no one has ever been better historically than Hisoka stacking those odds in his favor. Some of the decision making, some of the comms, some of the frustrations you see coming through right now, that's definitely playing into things. And I think the pressure from a certain Twisted Minds and how good they're performing is definitely impacting that mental.
What's that setup?
Good, honest work.
G2 first place, JD Gaming second, Gentlemates third, S-Star fourth place, AGAL fifth, Team Orchard sixth, Forerun Esports seventh, Team Falcons eighth, ninth, Godlike Esports 10th, Team Nemesis 11th, 11th, Fnatic 12th.
Online in recent years, and they're coming out and delivering here in Paris. So fair play. Definitely got to tip my hat where it's due, and they are
no aim assist in esports.
Across the world here as the EWC
Straight comp.
continue to roll on. Well, we've got a few more drops, mate. Of course, the standings still looking good. How are we feeling about sort of the lower teams? How are we feeling about them?
Some of our lower sides. Honestly, I'm a little bit concerned for those of you who, our expansion region teams. We obviously want to see teams from around the world perform well here. You know, there's a lot of passionate communities at home that feel underrepresented and want to come here. And unfortunately, we're not really seeing a lot of them step up right now. But there is one more drop, an opportunity yet to close that gap and get yourself into tomorrow.
Here we go, back to the casters. After this one, we crush some keys.
That's two handsome men. Thank you very much down there on the stage. A great apology to the Gentlemates because they are frying. Holy cow. Taking a look at that leaderboard, the quick hits. We're about to jump into the game. This is the last game of the group stages. The last chance for any of these teams to make a move. G2, JD Gaming, NIP, and I would even say likely Gentlemates safe. But moving into this last round, the only team that could drop out of the top 5, in my opinion, AGAL. They're holding the line in 5th, but there's teams hot on their heels. Down at the bottom, though, Seymour.
AGL better step it up. You get knocked out of top 5.
There's still a ton of room to work down there.
It's like completely flipped. Fnatic, KGV still on that bubble. Leviathan, it seems like they've broken the trend of Vicious and Dynamax. I don't think they've been giving us enough to reach that far up. But for Fnatic and KGV, you got work to do to stay outside of that elimination, where we might be seeing your keys go down the blender.
Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. The last map of the group stages here at EWC for the Warzone Resurgence Series Championship. The last chance for some of our teams to
get those drops, y'all. Let's go. Let's get them drops.
Make it straight to match point finals. Let's drop in. It's finally a Western zone. It's finally a zone where the Falcons will go back to the
Let's go. Going in there.
The graveyard. They're headed back to the town. Let's see what the Falcons are able to do. And of course, the rest of the teams that are on the ball.
It's about to go. Oh, yeah.
Vicious aren't even going to be going to the keep
the
this time.
movement.
It's going to be a very,
Omni
very
movement.
eastern circle towards the southern side as well. And that is going to be good for Gentlemates. I mean, at least they don't have to trek all the way across the map like they did the past 3 times we've gone to Fortune's Keep. And with that, they're going to have a lot of traffic, a lot of early KP to be fighting for. We do still see some teams go all the way to the right. And it's still going to be
slap.
JDG, NIP, and Leviathan on the outside, trying to work their way over to the circle.
Nice cleanup here in Graveyard for the Falcons to clear their path.
What's he doing there by himself?
For the first time, maybe this entire second half of the group stages. And again, when you think about the Falcons and what they need to do, they need a banger map. They need to win probably, and they at least need like 30 points, and they need AGAL to have a stinker. So watch out for AGAL today.
Ooh, they pushing in. Oh, the bad move.
Where AGAL has 167 is the score to beat as of current. And
Body them.
AGAL is showing us why they're a top 5 team. My goodness. Knight with a 2-piece on Orchid, who's hot on their heels.
I was going to say, that's the one team you want to be beating right now if you're AGAL. Orchid are right beside you on that leaderboard, and you are making mincemeat out of them. Nemesis in the feed, heading up against the likes of Vicious Esports, who just continue to linger around these Falcons. They got a vendetta out against these 3 players, and they do not want to let them just chill in a zone for free. They got Fnatic around them as well.
Vicious at least lose one. If they lose multiple here, they're going to be in deep trouble. They're a team that could get cut down and be sent home. Unfortunately, right here, right now, if they're not careful. Limax, fraggers go out. They find trouble. Bray safe for a moment. Anchor still alive for Nemesis.
Yeah, Gentlemates with the early KP. Same thing with AGAL. Same thing with Orchid. Falcons have been quiet in this early drop. Foot to Graveyard. Haven't yet gotten to see them move.
Yeah, they don't need to. They were able to just loot back up after they went out in Graveyard. They're going to get their loadout, and then they're going to go frag out here in a moment. So everything's doing... I guess this is usually how it goes for the Falcons. A lot of folks starting to swarm around them, though. There's a big chance for some points. They're going to get one there on Nemesis.
Dropped on
Look for a lot more in the area. The Vicious
he's getting
on
cracked.
the side. The Achilles heel of the Falcons is here, but it's just Souls. Let's see if they can hunt him down.
Nobody's going to be chasing down the Falcons, so they don't have to worry about getting third-party right now. They're on the hunt to see if they can find this last remaining Vicious player. Doesn't look like Souls is going to be able to get away. Yay to the roof.
Good God. NFP off-screen is doing unspeakable things to Leviathan as they leave Winery for the first time. Unfortunately,
G2 are out.
G2 gone.
Out.
Going to open up some point sponges at the top. Remember, G2 was at the very top.
G2 eliminated? Wow.
Miles, so no big deal. G2 goes down, except it opens up.
They got enough
board.
points, though.
G2, they've done what they needed to do on day 1 and day 2. They're going to be seeing themselves to Sunday. They don't have anything to worry about right now. So even though you're out, you just get to kick your feet up and study.
We'll talk more about this later, but Juju showcasing the different team that ForFun is today. This is the team that we saw in the open quals. This is the team that went pub stomping. You know, points today versus points yesterday, it's not even comparable. These guys have been putting up 20-ball games over and over again, slaying out the lobby. A really good game here. ForFun is in a great position to still make top 5 as they find kill after kill on main from a distance. But in the meantime, of course, we see our new zone. It goes further to the west.
Yeah, it is going to be moving into town and Overlook. Still a lot of bodies over from the Lighthouse, moving across the Smuggler's Cove into the Grotto and Gatehouse. There's about maybe 5 or 6 trios to worry about.
AGAL, a bubble team holder, currently in 5th. Can they hold the line? Let's listen in.
These kids row out of Spiral?
I have no idea. Where are all nice. Get off. He's stopping? Yeah, I can't help you with that, Scammer.
He's pushing out. They shot me crossing. He's gonna try to jump out. I need help.
No, you should try to the tower. He's on the roof of Spiral right now.
I can try to get to you.
I'm holding top church.
Push up to the tower, bro.
Yeah, he's going. That's going. I'm holding top Spiral.
I'm here at the tower right now, okay? They're smoked across, okay?
Yeah.
One already
Right here.
You got an eye on him right now.
On me. It's
You gotta
Spiral.
find your way around.
Go. There's gotta be Orchid on the edge.
Yeah, that's Orchid and Spiral. That's
Hold them, okay?
Yeah.
I'm inside on the banisters right now. I'm gonna grab this bounty, okay?
Yeah.
I'm on this side. I'm on the second floor.
Do you guys want to just get ahead and we can hold it back?
Going great.
Yeah.
Hold on.
He's still top Spiral.
Okay. I'm holding them.
Yo, he's top side.
I got P8. Buster Packets on the tower, rowing in. They're on me. Okay? They're in grave.
A great callback from the IGL there, Fusion Kill 8. They overcommitted on that fight. They probably get shot in the back by Orchid, or even worse, maybe the Falcons, pending the way that fight went down. So a great call from Fusion Kill. Bring back the troops, get them play together, and work their way into new. But of course, we've got eyes on the rest of the map as well. A lot going on. To recap, only 2 teams are out. That's Fortune's Keep for you. Yes, the zone is moving into the water deeper and deeper to the southwest. But for now, 14 teams remain trying to find a foothold on some semblance of some cover as everybody starts creeping towards town.
Yeah, Orchid desperately were trying to get around the Falcons into the eastern side of Overlook. However, Gentlemates stopped that, forced them to fight through the middle. Into the grotto they go. Still having to face against both AG Global and Falcons, the two teams you're trying to avoid right now. As the circle closes even further. A lot of water open, so a lot of places for these teams to rat out and regain, and Leviathan are one of those teams hiding inside of it.
Again, we're looking at Orchid, we're looking at For Fun, we're looking at Falcons to make a play for the top 5. Nemesis not really in contention, but they're desperately deep inside of mid-pack. A bad game, nothing really happens. A great game, probably nothing happens. For Vicious, though, they're desperately, viciously fighting for a spot in the Survivor stage. They need some points. They need a good game.
Yeah, they're stuck right now between Nemesis and the Falcons, so you're not in a great position. Even though you've had the Falcons number, still not where you want to be. Orchid go out. AG Global are going to knock them out, and that gets them into the safe zone and away from that bubble team.
That's a huge takedown. Orchid gone means at least one of the dogs nipping at your heels is out of here before Fun get gunned down by NIP, but a nice trade from Juju. Easy trade, easy pick back up. But of course, there's more teams in the area. Watch out for KGV, who are still trying to claw their way to the Survivor stages as well. For Fun, maybe in a bit of trouble right now. A fight that they desperately need to win if they want a top 5 position. Kazi from the backside.
Cracked him.
Gonna put For Fun on their heels, but Juju is fighting for his life. And he's put down KGV to a solo. A duo flying back in as the current.
He's put down a PA just to give him a little bit of space between KGV so he can maybe get this res on his teammate, get back into a 2-on-2 spot. Kazu doesn't want to let that happen. I love this from KGV because it gets the confirm onto Juju and it makes it For Fun difficult.
Yeah, look at the map right now. You can see the Gentlemates. They're very safe. Haven't shown them because they've been chilling, just fragging. On screen though, Nemesis in a big fight against the Vicious. An important fight for both of these teams, both desperately trying to stay in this competition. For Fun, I believe, potentially wiped, but no, we got floaters in the sky as Bray takes down the Vicious. Will they get full wiped? No, they've got a regainer. A lot of folks swimming around. We still got 13 teams and a bunch of swimmers.
A whole lot of teams in the water. Falcons are in a great spot, though, still coming out of Graveyard. You're going to have your anchor player safe and sound. Your Slayers pushing through, seeing what they can do. That's going to be Dongy and Noobs trying to tally things up. The squad's going to get wiped there, and it looks like For Fun now have been wiped. So that gives KGV some positioning into Grotto. They're going to be working into AG Global, and NIP behind them slowly trying to work in and regain.
Really the only team that can eclipse top 5 now with For Fun gone and Orchid gone is Team Falcons. Noobs not a kill, but plenty of damage. Ladies and gentlemen, let's listen in with the Falcons. The only team that can get top 5 with FIFA kill down and AGAL out. The Falcons, a chance.
Right, there's a team on the right. We had all this space top left too. Should I start spacing it out? Who's trying to get in advance? How much do you do? I only have one. I only have enough for one. I'm gonna try to loot up too. You can space it out. We're on 7, bro. We need more kills. Wait, yeah. Back on my left. Back on my left. I got him. Nice. Landed in front of me, yellow. Weak. Yeah, we're definitely a little bit more aggressive, bro. We only have 8 kills. Yeah, I know. About my cuts. There's still a lot of kids that gotta come on the ground. Yeah, I hear that. So long. I'm gonna jump down the tower and loot. Okay. Landing back left side in the hole. Yeah, grab it. Yeah, I see it. Yeah, I saw the guy. Yeah. He's in the yellow cut. Yeah, I'm gonna play for you. I'm gonna play with these kills underground. I'm gonna try to lure. Okay. I'm trying to keep this guy off the yellow cut. I could die from fucking L though. But I'm gonna try to gamble. He ran away. This guy's in yellow. He's just running around. This guy's glitching right here in front of me. Yeah, this guy's in yellow. I'm just trying to play for him. Wait, one of them just came out of red right here. 2-2. Orchid. In the deep L. In the deep L. They cracked me. This guy's still in my close L2. Or yellow, I mean. He's in yellow, busting doors. We should try to kill this team on fucking... Okay, I'm leaving the kid in yellow then. I'm gonna try to hop up. Down, crack. One shot on the left, L. They're in L. Yeah, one's on the roof right here. He ran. This guy ran on my ring. I don't know where the other guys are. Good. I'm crouch walking top of yellow right now.
Only 7 kills turned to 8. The Falcons able to stay alive and hold the top position. In the meantime, KGV are gone. They were a bubble team. They were just barely outside of getting punished and kicked out of this one. The Falcons gonna hold the line on the top side, while the Gentlemates hold the line on the south.
Fortunate enough for KGV, Vicious Esports, GameX Esports, and New Icons are gone, and those are the 3 teams that were in elimination poll, so they should be seeing themselves to the survival stage. Gonna have to wait to see how that goes.
Falcons desperately need more kills, and maybe they'll be fed a couple on Silver Spoon. We check in quickly with the Gentlemates. Again, they are safe on the south side. They're in the best position to win this game, just holding the final circle. But they've already made it to top 5. They've already made it straight to the match point finals. This is insult to injury, and this is to prevent the Falcons from making it to a top 5 position.
JDG going to be working in through the top of town. Falcons in between them. Right alongside them is going to be new icons. So a little bit of quick to the jump will be JDG to see if they can work into a position to take on these Falcons.
Falcons have to play for this. They desperately need the kills. JDG find a couple, but Donkey's going to find one. Looking for the second. Hiding in the back corner. JDG run for the hills and deep into the gas to try to stay alive. The Falcons low on health, but deep in the gas because they have to clean up this final player. They need to win the North so they can actually hope and pray for, yes, a top 5 position, but even pray for a win. They get FLS. No, they got a buyback right as he goes down. JDG have one player still up in the skies. Yes, the Falcons have won the North, but look who's holding him. It's Nemesis and the Gentlemates in zone. Our new zone is in the water, Seymour. We're going to the beaches.
Nobody's looking for the Falcons right now. Not even Nemesis is going to be paying attention to him, so the Falcons are getting a free rotate. No Brain's going to turn around.
Doggy finds an angle. The Falcons in trouble. They desperately need a top 5. They have to stay alive. We're still at 6. Who can it be? They will take matters into their own hands. Down goes another team, and finally the Falcons get a nice multiplier, but more needs to be made. They need more points. They don't have enough kills yet, and it's going to be entirely on Dongy's shoulders. Melvin's still alive. Can he win the gunfight? No. Dongy's still up. Inkyo wins his. We're down to the final 3. It's Falcons versus Gentlemates, and somehow Nemesis still in this.
Nemesis with 2, Gentlemates with 3, Falcons at the bottom of the hill. It's just going to be Dongy to try to get it done, to try to claw his way and crawl his way into the top 5.
The Gentlemates, near top of the leaderboard, will shut the door on the Falcons. We'll let the mathematicians do the work, but you can hear the crowd. The Gentlemates are going to win the final map of the day. For the boys, the first and last map, they've done it.
They've gotten their way all the way into top 5 to represent their home crowd on the championship Sunday for the champs of WRS. This means a lot for the French fans.
Woo, the Gentlemates.
For these players who all year have been dodging that podium finish to hopefully do it at home.
It's still group stages, ladies and gentlemen, but the crowd makes it feel like so much more.
Yeah.
If we take a look back on their win, it was Utter Chaos Underground, and Donkey wins his one. They found a sizable amount of kills in the final circle, and they do get their top 5 finish. Let's listen into the win.
Ah! Clutch.
Nice celebration.
Yes.
It feels like everything is finally coming together for the Gentlemates.
That's it.
But of course, we have to turn back our attention to the win conditions today. The bubbles. Who's top 5? Who's bottom 3? Who's going home and not even able to play in the survivor stages?
Thanks everybody for tuning in. Esports Watch Party. Turn up. I'll see you on the next episode. Definitely follow. Hit that subscribe. Twitch Prime is free. Subscribe. YouTube. Send the link. Be safe. Enjoy your day.